Yeah, so chapter 10 is chapter 10, 11 are the memoristic ones which connect to chapter 4. Okay, so he's using his own life in order to explore the problems that he said he would explore in the text. So instead of a historical view or a philosophical view or a sociological view, which is what he's used to doing, right? Which is, his sort of his career. He is an academic, right? He goes into this more sort of memoristic or sort of, common sort of type of writing in order to make his argument. And in chapter 10, he deals with the idea of religion. Okay. So he's looking at the black church in the South. And remember, he's from the North and he's pretty much a secular, sort of atheistic type person. I'm not so sure if he's atheistic, but he's definitely secular. So this is, a big surprise for him, and so, he talks about it as someone who's there, but it's also sort of an anthropological way he talks about things that he's seeing things with the eyes of a scientist and a sort of foreigner to the whole thing. So that's chapter 10. And then in chapter 11, the passing of the firstborn, this is a very famous chapter where he talks about the death of his son. Um, it's an excellent place to look at the idea of double consciousness as it is expressed in a personal way. Um, and it's I gave you some questions to think about with the prompts on this, right? That a lot of times people will say, well, this is the best thing in the whole text. This is the most moving part of it. I really got the idea of the text when I read this. So the question that I put on the prompt was, well, if it's so effective, this writing in particular, but also the in general the writing in the second part of the text, like why doesn't he begin with it instead of ending with it? So that's something you can think about. Like he definitely made a choice to put this material at the end instead of at the beginning, right? So get you to think about like what he's after and how he's getting the reader to feel throughout the text. And then in chapter